everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video I want to go over how you could approach playing with other guitar players when they're just playing basic open chords and you don't want to just play the same thing. You want to add to it, embellish it, and play something different, but not just be soloing the whole time or noodling around. So let's check it out. Let's say we've got this chord progression, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, D, A minor. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at other voicings of those chords in different areas of the neck, and instead of strumming, maybe I'll start by arpeggiating. So check this out. Before we go any further, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks. And if you want to be notified of any new lesson, be sure to also tap the bell and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see in future lessons. That's where we're always looking for ideas. All right, let's get into it. So for the G, how could I play that a little higher? Right here. That's a little higher, right? That comes out of this G chord. But I'm just focusing on the top strings because I want to play in a higher register. Right? Then how could I be higher than this D? Well, I've got this note. So maybe that one, or maybe this one. Right? This one here comes out of this full shape. This one here comes out of this. So the key here is knowing different ways to play the chord, right? But you don't have to even be good at bar chords because we're just focusing on top 3 strings, triads, the simplest chord form, right? But you've heard all about triads in other videos probably, yeah, learn your cage, but I'm just going to talk about how to use them, right? So being the strumming is taken care of. I don't have to do that. I can add just flavorings inside of that, but still sticking with the rhythm. So one way to not strum but add rhythm is arpeggiate. That's play the notes of the chord separated. So if we take this G, maybe I'll go. That's just a simple arpeggiation. Then this D, then this A minor. Let's hear that in context. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So there's this group, G, D, A minor. Maybe I go G, D, A minor. Like that. Or even here, G, D, A minor. I like that one. I'm going to go back and forth between the two and listen to how much movement that creates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool, right? Now I'm going to mix together more rhythm in the arpeggios and little strums as well. And I don't know what I'm going to play until I play it. So the idea is just to respond in the moment. What are you feeling? What do you think is going to sound good? Keep your ears open and just think about, or not even think about, feel about what is going to feel good right now to play. What will feel good to play? Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there I'm just sticking with the basic triad, but maybe I'll add some other notes outside. I was going to say some scale, but you don't necessarily even have to know your scales. Find the notes outside of the chord that sound good as embellishments. So here on this G, think about when you're playing an open D chord and you often add that pinky, right? We could do that up here too. So typically on the high E string going up 2, going up 1 fret, and then 2 more frets. And then on the B string, going up a whole step or 2 frets. And then on the G string, maybe a whole step. So I can go. Right, I'm using my pinky to play these other notes. Now I could also just let go of the shape and play all those notes as single notes. So if I think about this chord shape plus this, and then plus that, and then plus that, I have this. You didn't need to know any music theory to know that sounds good, right? Try the other notes. Not really, right? You don't need me to tell you that. Not really, right? So unless you have different tastes than me, you might say, no, actually, I like that dissonance. Knock yourself out, right? But chances are we have similar ideas about what works and doesn't work, but maybe we don't, and that's fine. No right and wrong in music. All right, then I get to the A minor. Now, lots of notes are going to work over this, but little secret over this spot. Whenever you got this bar chord with the index finger, you have the main pentatonic scale you may have learned before. That works, but other notes are going to work too. Then we get to this D chord. Now, the same notes we used in the G chord can work over the D too. We're in the same key. So experiment, find the notes around the chord that are going to work nice. Start to develop faith in your own ear. Branch out, just grab one note, go mining for one note at a time. It's like, okay, I have the chord. What if I go, ooh, okay. What if I go, ooh, okay. What if I go, ah, what about, no, right? Eventually you'll be like, nope, that doesn't work. And then you take note of that. No pun intended. Now that's going to work over all of these. You start finding little notes you could add to the triad. So watch me now add a few other notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another thing is I'm using themes. So like at one point I went bum ba da ba doobie 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 da ba doobie doobie. So what I mean by the theme, it's like a repeating idea, thematic. It's like a motif. So my idea was right. So my theme is kind of like strum, then play notes. So it's just kind of like a repeating idea that I could then transfer to each chord, and it gives some continuity, some predictability. The listener has an idea of what's going to come next. So like, right? Let's keep doing that kind of thing. I'll start here now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe going back and forth between two chords. Right, and then eventually you could add more soloing and less chord, right? So now I'm going to play more single note stuff, but still think about and incorporate the chord, but just play notes around the chord that sound good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, everybody. So I purposefully did not explain, exactly like what scales am I using, that kind of thing, because really you want to start with, yes, learn the chords. So, okay, I got this G, and then I could also play it like this, and then like this, these different ways that you could play the G chord. So you want to learn those different chords. I wouldn't recommend, just trial and error being like, that sounds like a chord. Like, yeah, learn the chord. But then these little embellishment notes, trust your ear to find them. Also learn scales, also learn the cage system, also learn the surrounding pentatonics, but use this as an exercise to start with these little triads and just experiment with notes around them that sound good that you could use to embellish. I know for me, when I first started playing with other guitar players, this was a big challenge, was like, what do I play if the other guitar player is playing that? Because that's what I usually play, right? Like I would learn to strum the chords, but they were also strumming the chords. I want to, experience interacting with that, not doing that, but interacting with that. So this is a great way to interact with other guitar players that are just doing the standard strum the chords. All right, everybody, if you want to learn more about playing guitar, head over to guitartricks.com. There's a library of high quality song lessons. There's step-by-step courses on blues, country, rock, guitar fundamentals, and so much more. Happy playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.